Have you ever felt the pain of betrayal by someone you thought was a true friend? It's a harsh reality that not everyone who smiles at you genuinely cares about you. Sometimes there are people who wear the mask of friendship only to exploit you for their own purposes. Today's video will delve deep into this challenging topic, shedding light on 7 signs to identify someone who is using you rather than valuing genuine friendship. Expand your perspective to see the blunt truth about fake relationships. We will guide you on how to recognize and steer clear of these harmful connections. Your mental health is crucial, and it's essential to surround yourself with sincere individuals. Click the subscribe button to join us on this journey of self-awareness and personal development, learning how to differentiate between true friends and those who pass through your life for their own gains. Come along with us and let us help you build a network of healthy, strong relationships. Recognizing deceit is the first step in protecting yourself and cultivating a meaningful life. These signs will help you see through the true nature of those around you and choose relationships of genuine value. 1. Guilt and manipulation. Take a moment to reflect on those times when you've been backed into a corner with statements like, "You would do this if you really cared," or "I've done so much for you, can't you do this for me?" These words aren't just phrases, they are subtle traps filled with guilt, designed to manipulate you into doing things against your will. This is manipulation disguised under the guise of concern and obligation. Now ask yourself, why is your kindness being used against you? Why has your empathy become a weapon in someone else's hands? It not only pushes you into uncomfortable situations, but also undermines your self-worth, casts doubt on your judgment, and leaves you confused about your own feelings. It's a slow-acting poison eroding your confidence, making you feel powerless. But remember, recognizing this emotional chess game is the first step towards liberation. It's understanding that your emotions matter and that you are valuable. It's recognizing that in the garden of healthy relationships, mutual respect, trust, and understanding are flourishing flowers, not guilt and manipulation. So, what will you do when faced with these situations? Will you bow your head and endure until you collapse? Or will you stand firm to reclaim your right to choose your own feelings? Remember, confronting these manipulative tactics isn't just an act of rebellion, it's an act of self-love. It's saying, I'm not just someone's emotional plaything, I deserve more. By facing this truth head-on, you not only protect your mental health, but also embark on a journey towards healthier, more fulfilling relationships. It's a path that may not be easy, but it's a path that leads to a place where your emotions are respected and not exploited. And isn't that something we all deserve? 2. Selective availability. There's a rhythm in every relationship, where giving and receiving keep the music playing. But what happens when this dance becomes one-sided? You're always there, a constant presence, ready to help, dedicating time to others without hesitation. Yet, when the tables turn, when you reach out needing support, all you hear is a cold echo of silence. Think of those times you stood as a pillar, supporting countless moments without hesitation. Your phone rings, and it's them again needing advice, assistance, or just someone to listen. You answer, as always. But when you feel down, when the weight of the world presses on your shoulders, your messages hang unanswered in the digital void. Your call becomes one of the missed connections. If they respond, it's a quick shift in conversation, a deviation from your needs, This imbalance, this selectively available support, is a clear red flag. It screams the harsh truth that you're there for them, but they're not there for you. It's a bitter pill to swallow, realizing that your care and concern flow in one direction without return. It's not just about thoughtlessness. It's a deliberate lack of understanding of your emotions and needs. The scales tip unfairly, offering no benefit to you. Your empathy, your time, all seem taken for granted. It's a wake-up call, a moment of truth. Are you in a mutually nurturing relationship, or just a convenience for someone else's needs? It's time to look in the mirror and ask the tough questions. Where do you stand with yourself? Are you ready to give without receiving the same? It's not just about them, it's about you, your self-worth, and your boundaries. It's time to decide if you're valued as you should be. Can the balance be restored? Or is it time to step away and find a rhythm that respects both giving and receiving? 3. Chronic disrespect. In the intricate dance of human relationships, there's a subtle yet powerful signal often overlooked: lack of respect. Imagine a relationship where your worth is consistently undervalued, where your time and emotions are taken for granted. Isn't it jarring when someone you value treats you poorly? Because respect is the backbone of any genuine relationship, not just politeness, but mutual acknowledgement and equal treatment. When someone consistently prioritizes their needs over yours, it's not just a sign of disrespect, but a clear indication that you're in a one-sided relationship. Why does it sting when someone you care about mistreats you? Because respect is the cornerstone of any sincere relationship. Not just politeness, but mutual recognition and equal treatment. When someone consistently puts their needs above yours, it's not just a lack of respect, but also a sign that you're in a relationship where you're seen as an option rather than a top priority. But let's be honest, we're all human, and we all make mistakes. Sometimes we might be late or a bit self-centered on a bad day. In a healthy relationship, these are exceptions, not the rule. There's an effort to sincerely apologize and commit to doing better next time. Conversely, someone who consistently acts dismissively without regard for you isn't having a bad day. They're demonstrating a pattern of disregard. So what will you do when faced with prolonged disrespect? It's not just about identifying the issue, but also evaluating yourself enough to demand better. It's recognizing that relationships should lift you up, not bring you down. Understanding that you have the strength and the right to distance yourself from those who don't respect you. As we navigate the complexities of human interactions, remember, it's not just about understanding how others treat us, but also recognizing the value of our own relationships. These should be sources of strength, not stress. They should be built on mutual respect, not one-sided efforts. So, ask yourself, are you respected or taken for granted? The answer may hold the key to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. 4. Superficial associations. Do you know that feeling when you're talking to someone and everything seems to just skim the surface? It's a sign of a superficial relationship, like walking on thin ice where beneath the light conversation and laughter lies an empty void, no depth, no genuine connection. It's a dance of shadows where the steps are familiar but the rhythm never changes. Imagine this scenario. You meet someone, the conversation flows, but it revolves around weather, the latest movies, or what's for dinner. Months pass, and you're still following the same script, knowing nothing about their fears, dreams, or what keeps them up at night. It's like a play where the actors never break character. Why does this happen? It's a defense mechanism. They keep their true selves tightly guarded, and you wander on the surface but never break through. It's discomforting, isn't it? You invest your time and energy into the shadow of a relationship. It's not just feeling lonely in a crowd. It's realizing when a relationship is stuck in shallow waters, making you wonder, am I investing in an illusion? But here's the crux. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's a wake-up call, prompting you to ask yourself tough questions. Are you content with the surface, or do you crave something deeper? Are you willing to settle for less than you deserve? Superficial connections are signposts pointing to a crossroads. One path leads to more of the same, the other to the unknown, where genuine connections may await. Choosing that path requires boldness, demanding courage to step out of comfortable familiarity in search of something more authentic. But consider this, don't we all yearn to be understood, to share our inner world with someone who cares deeply? It's not just about finding someone to talk to, but someone to connect with on a profound level. As you start seeking deeper connections, you open yourself to something richer, more fulfilling. Yes, it's scary. There's the risk of vulnerability and not being reciprocated in the same way. But that risk is worth taking if it leads you to a place where you can share your hopes, fears, and dreams. 5. Absence in crucial moments. When you think about the connections we share with others, the first images that come to mind are often laughter exchanged over coffee or comforting silence during a long journey. We often measure our connections through these gentle and comfortable moments. But what about when life gets tough? When everything becomes difficult, do close ones stand by you, or do they disappear like shadows at noon? Let's delve into a scenario. You're grappling with a personal crisis, seeking a shoulder to lean on. But what you find is an empty space where you expected support from friends or partners. Their words echo hollowly, lacking genuine care, as if your struggle is an inconvenient disruption in their lives. It's precisely in these unprotected moments, when everything falls apart, that the true face of a relationship reveals itself. Indeed, it's startling how absence can speak louder than any words. The silence and distance where support should be offered deafen, telling a tale of indifference and lack of empathy, more painful than any harsh words could be. This realization is a bitter pill to swallow. It forces us to confront the harsh truth that perhaps our emotional investment in the relationship is a one-way street. What we thought was a deep connection may have been an illusion. But there's a silver lining in recognizing this painful truth. It allows us to broaden our horizons. It enables us to seek and nurture relationships where emotional support and presence are not just expected, but freely given and reciprocated with love. As you navigate the complexities of human relationships, ask yourself, who truly stands by me when times are tough? Not just in spirit, but in action and empathy. These are the relationships worth cherishing, relationships that weather the storms of life alongside you. Remember, it's not about finding those who will never let you down, but finding those who, when you stumble, will be right there to help you back up. If you've come this far, you're among the few who are truly seeking growth. 6. Instrumentalization. This isn't about mutual aid or supporting each other, but rather feeling like a tool in someone else's toolkit, used only when convenient and discarded when not needed. Imagine this. You're always the first person called when someone needs help, advice, or support. But when the tables turn and you need assistance, there's a deafening silence. Your phone doesn't ring, and your messages go unanswered. You begin to question whether you're valued for your true self or merely for what you can provide. This awareness can be painful, a mix of disappointment and anger tinged with betrayal. You recall the times you tried to help, being there to support. Yet, in moments when you need reciprocity, this lack of mutual care and respect signals a one-sided relationship where you're more of a resource than a cherished companion. Facing this reality is incredibly challenging. It forces you to look at relationships through a new lens, questioning their depth and sincerity. It's a wake-up call to reassess your boundaries and consider the value of relationships that depend more on your utility than your humanity. This step, though painful, is crucial for your emotional well-being and for nurturing relationships that are truly reciprocal and supportive. Reflect on this. It's not always easy to see the truth about our relationships, but in doing so, you open the door to seek and nurture genuine connections, where support and emotional presence are given freely and from the heart. It requires courage and self-respect, but the reward is relationships that are genuine, enduring, and meaningful. 7. Neglect of personal specifics. When you're with someone who genuinely cares, you can feel their eyes light up as you share your story, and they're ready to hold your hand through tough times. That's the feeling of true connection, where it's a two-way street, both investing equally in each other's lives. But sometimes, it's not always like that. Sometimes, you find yourself with someone who isn't interested in your happiness or thoughts. Imagine a conversation that always revolves around them, their troubles, their triumphs. You feel like a mirror reflecting back, not a friend. This situation is common. You feel like you're with someone who sees you as convenient rather than a soulful companion. Your stories, struggles, and successes seem insignificant unless they directly benefit them. It's a bitter pill to swallow when you realize you might be just a supporting character in their life's narrative rather than a co-star in the shared story. The absence of genuine care and empathy in a relationship is like a silent alarm bell. It urges you to scrutinize those in your life. Do they value your humanity or just what you can do for them? Are your conversations a balanced exchange, or are you playing a role? Such realizations can stir up a storm of emotions from anger to sorrow. But there's a silver lining. Recognizing these red flags is the first step towards seeking healthier, more fulfilling relationships. It's about seeking those who honor you rather than exploit you, and ultimately understanding your own worth and ensuring those around you see and appreciate your true value. Remember, you deserve more than being an audience to someone else's show. You deserve a relationship built on mutual respect, care, and nurture. Caring relationships are a mosaic of moments, some sparkling with joy, others tinged with discomfort. When you find yourself constantly questioning the sincerity of someone's presence in your life, it's like a red flag waving in the wind. How many times have you felt lonely in a room with their absence when you needed them, louder than any spoken words? It's challenging to admit that someone you trust might be taking advantage of you, but it's a truth worth noting. Think about the last time you said no in your relationship. Did it feel like breaking a taboo? In a healthy relationship, no isn't just a word. It's a statement of self-worth, marking your boundaries. If they're consistently crossed or disregarded, it's a clear sign that your relationship isn't equitable. Asserting what you can accept isn't just about setting limits for others, but a form of self-respect. It's never easy, especially when emotions cloud your judgment. But in a relationship that leaves you more drained than fulfilled, it's important to express your emotions without causing conflict. It's a delicate dance of honesty without accusation, saying, "This is how I feel," rather than, "This is what you've done wrong." Sometimes this open conversation can change the course, offering an opportunity for transformation. But what if nothing changes? Seeking support becomes your lifeline. It's not just about venting, but gaining perspective. A friend, a family member, or a therapist can be a mirror reflecting the reality you might be blind to. They remind you that your value isn't determined by how others treat you. Your inherent worth shines brightly, even in relationships that fail to recognize it. It's about understanding that you deserve relationships that are not just about taking, but also about giving, a balance of love, respect, and mutual growth. Embark on a journey to truly understand and navigate the intricate world of human relationships, a challenge and a reward for the fundamental truths we all must cherish. If these words resonate with you, I warmly invite you to join our community. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's explore deeper into the realm of reciprocity, the complexities of human behavior and emotions, seeking to illuminate the patterns that govern our interactions. Engagement is a vital part of this ongoing journey of seeking knowledge and refining ourselves. The key takeaway is that the foundation of wholesome and healthy relationships is built on mutual respect and self-awareness. By recognizing and acting upon these principles, we can nurture connections that enrich both ourselves and those around us.